let us start like we usually do with the contrarian gods. And they got an interesting one they're looking at here tonight. And it involves the Boston Celtics getting ready to take on the New Orleans Pelicans as this number continued to rise here up as high as 9 in the marketplace. And I get it, right? Celtics got absolutely thoroughly embarrassed, were horrific against the Clippers. Pelicans sucked also, though, there, Ski. So 9 feels like a big number with two teams looking to bounce back after letdown performances. Is 9 too much for you? You in cahoots with the contrarian gods here?
Yeah, this is a tough game. I mean, Boston, they've been very good at home. I know they're off a couple home losses now, but they've been very good at home, and they let us know in the beginning of the season that they want to play better at the house for their fans. They're also off of a loss, and they've been pretty dominant to start games off of a loss as well this season. And I think they're also 5-2 against the spread. So it's very hard to step in front of Boston. But today, I'm just not sure how focused they'll be. They do have another home game tomorrow versus a team that's been giving them some trouble this season, and that's the Pacers. So if I think they care more about that game, seeing 3 of their big men on the injury report, I think the Pelicans, after a couple poor performances, right the ship here. So I could lean with the contrarian guys, Pelicans +9. I've honestly been trying to find every reason I can to back them today. I just haven't pushed confirm yet.
It feels RC just too many damn points. I mean, I get it. They've been great at home, the Celtics, but it's been going the wrong way here at this point. I mean, a win is probably something they're just looking for right now. Not to mention that both teams can bomb away, so it's kind of hard to pull away if both teams are hitting threes here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, Ski brought up a lot of great points there. I mean, they've lost and failed to cover the last 2 home games. I know they've been, dominating that aspect of the game whole season. Being at home and all that, but might be the time where they're kind of getting overconfident, and that's kind of what they look like. They also, like Ski said, first leg of back-to-back games. They do have a more important conference game against the Pacers tomorrow, and we know on these back-to-backs, typically either Horford or KP sits one, and then they flip flop the next game. The other player sits, but I know KP did show up as shoot around, so it might be maybe his game today. Horford sits tomorrow. Who knows? So I think with their offense kind of struggling and all these roster movements, through the last few games, it seems like their offense has really been kind of struggling because of that. Like the chemistry is not there. We know that what I've seen so far too. I looked at the Celtics, at home against non-conference opponents with a winning record. So these upper tier teams from the Western Conference, they've yet to cover a game in that spot. 0-3 ATS. If we look at the Pelican side, they look great against non-conference opponents. 7-1 straight up, 6-2 against the spread when they are rested in these non-conference games, and they are rested going into this one here. That includes 2-0 straight up and against the spread against teams with a winning record. They actually beat the Sixers and the Cavs earlier this season, both by double digits. So for me, I'm not too sure that they win this game outright, but I think they have a good shot at keeping within the 9 points here.
Yeah, it certainly does feel like a bit of a market overreaction there, Andy, in this one. Although we've seen New Orleans, fall flat a number of times here. So something's got to give here tonight. If you think they're both going to be able to hit shots, the prop market's got to be pretty exciting in this game as well.
Yeah, for sure. It does seem like a lot of points. I mean, it's like, okay, they're riding that huge streak at home, and then they drop one, they drop another. What's the motivation here to really, really perform well? You would think there might be a couple games where they let up, but I mean, this Pelicans team, they suck right now. I mean, like Charlotte, Dallas, Utah, those are their most recent wins. So it's not a team I want to bet on, but I think I'm probably with the guys that 9 is just a pretty big number. So I will say Boston hasn't been that bad against teams in the first game of their back-to-backs. They win them, but a couple of them have gone to overtime. They went to overtime against Minnesota, went to overtime against Detroit, but they did come out on top there. So I'll lean ever so slightly with the contrarian gods, but it's certainly not going to be something that I bet on. I do like Herb Jones over 8.5 points. This guy that's gone over in 13 out of 14 games. The one game he didn't go over was against Denver. He only played 19 minutes and he scored 8 points there. He's averaging 12 points this month. He's getting 16 minutes, 8.2 shot attempts. And Boston gives up over 18 points to small forward. So if you're looking at a way to kind of exploit this Boston team, I think you can do it with Herb Jones. So he doesn't need too many shots to go in to clear this number, and I like the trend that he's on. So low number tonight, and I know it's against Boston at Boston, but they haven't been great defensively the last couple home games. So give me Herb Jones over 8.5 points.
All right, Herb Jones up and over here in that one tonight. Contrarian gods taking a look. And those New Orleans Pelicans taking as many points as you can.